Hello, my name is Cary Rogers. I'm an education program consultant and I'm responsible for the DLM, or alternate assessment, and accommodations. Today I have some DLM updates for you. The 1% threshold waiver request. In July, KSDE was required to submit a plan to the U.S. Department of Education for a plan reducing the state alternate assessment based on alternate academic achievement standards participation rate. Recently, we submitted the 1% threshold waiver request to the U.S. Department of Education. One of the things that I wanted to talk about with this is assurances. This summer, we asked districts who tested over 1% of students on the alternate assessment during the 2018-19 school year to submit assurances. This is something that is a result of doing the waiver request. Beginning with the 2018-19 DLM justifications, we will be adding the assurances to the kiosk authenticated application. So when you complete your 2018-19 DLM justifications, if you anticipate testing over 1% of your students on the alternate assessment during the 19-20 school year, you will need to complete assurances. The red flag data, one of the things we had in our plan as a method for working with districts and reducing our percent participation on the alternate assessment was to look at red flag data. We identified variables based on disability category, instructional setting, reading levels, writing skills, computation skills, and performance levels on the 2018-19 assessment. Superintendents, directors, and district test coordinators were sent letters via email in August indicating the number of students with red flags. Specific red flag data was then shared with directors. We ask that you review the red flag data and ask your IEP teams to review the updated DLM participation guidelines and consider whether students should be moved to the general assessment with accommodations. We are asking teams to make these changes this fall if possible. This data analysis, as I indicated, was part of our plan for reducing the statewide alternate assessment participation rate. We want to remind administrators that there is not a district 1% threshold on the number of students who can take an alternate assessment in any subject area. The 1% threshold is at the state level. It's all about the right students taking the right tests. IEP teams need to be considering the least dangerous assumption and using the updated DLM resources when making eligibility decisions. As Chris Bouget states in his video on least dangerous assumption, if you're going to fail, fail because you believe in the student, not because you placed an artificial limit on the student. Just because a student had a red flag does not mean the student is not still appropriate for the DLM. As I indicated, teams need to use the DLM participation guidelines and the rubric for determining eligibility on the alternate assessment when making the determination of which assessment is most appropriate for a student. This is the updated DLM material that is available both on the KSDE website and the DLM website. As a reminder, we have a updated Kansas blueprint record sheet, which should assist teams in making sure that that blueprint requirement is met for both the fall and the spring test window. The fall test window opens on Monday, September 9th. Teachers must complete the required training prior to having access to students on Educator Portal. If a student is no longer eligible for the DLM, please get IEPs updated and have the students removed this fall. We ask that teachers not create instructional plans or administer testlets if a student does not qualify. As I indicated earlier, the blueprint must be met for both the fall and the spring test windows. This is my contact information. If you have any questions on the DLM or accommodations, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you.